If your gut has ever told you that you need money to make it in real estate, well, you're right. Every guru online is selling no money down, get rich with real estate, even if you're broke type programs. And while they're not necessarily wrong, the truth that they don't like to say is that real estate rental investing works best and works fastest when you actually have some money to put into it. So if you've already got capital and you're trying to decide if real estate is a good place to store it, let me tell you some reasons why property investing has always been the most straightforward way to slowly build and maintain generational wealth, as I've spent the last 16 years proving with my own rental. And at the end, yes, I'll talk about ways you can get into real estate investing even if you don't have money, though it does make it a lot harder. If you enjoy videos on real estate investing like I do, go ahead and hit the like button to let me know. And if you know of someone else that would enjoy this topic we're discussing today, feel free to share the video with them. Let's jump in. Okay, why is real estate one of the best places to store your money long term, especially to build generational wealth? Well, number one, the concept is simple. You put a roof over my head, I give you money every month. Pretty straightforward. Everyone can understand it. Charlie Munger, who is my unofficial mentor, may he rest in peace, liked to say, "We want a business that is so good an idiot can run it, because eventually one will." Well, real estate is one of those businesses that's so simple an idiot could run it. Okay, number two, real estate is always needed. You always need a place to live. People can forego all sorts of luxuries and entertainment, but they cannot forgo shelter. If you're aware of the American psychologist Abraham Maslow and his pyramid called the hierarchy of needs, shelter is at the bottom layer of that pyramid. I know for myself, in desperate times, I would rather rent out a 10 by 10 shack than let my family go homeless. Number three, real estate and property are hedges against inflation. Normally, when food prices jump, housing prices jump with it and rents jump with it. This is due to inflation. Inflation really eats the value of your savings from the inside out, which makes it more insidious than other costs. Inflation is the government stealing your children's future to pay their bills. Now, that might sound like a really dark perspective, and maybe it is, but that's kind of really what happens. Hard assets like gold, silver, and property are always the safest means of storing your wealth. Sure, they can have fluctuations like any other asset, but if you think about it, our currency has been around and used as money for the past about 200 years or so, I think a little bit more, whereas gold and silver have been used for thousands of years. And someone's property holdings has historically been a measure of their wealth as well. Number four, real estate is highly leveraged. Think about it. You can control 100% of a piece of property by only putting down 25%. The last I checked with stocks, if you have the right credit score, you can maybe borrow 50% on margin. And a lot of times for owner occupied homes, you can put down way less than that. If you happen to be a veteran, sometimes you can get away with no money down. Yeah, try doing that with other investments. Okay, number five, real estate provides multiple simultaneous returns. I made a video about this very subject. But basically, real estate provides appreciation, cash flow, equity that is slowly bought every month by your renters via them paying down your loan, and all sorts of tax benefits like depreciation, 1031 exchanges. Maybe if you live in the right state for long-term rentals, even an exemption from state taxes. Number six, real estate is a forced savings account. This kind of riffs off the previous reason. Your renters pay off your loans slowly month by month. This slowly builds your equity in the property, which is analogous to a savings account. Rental property is literally like a savings account that your renters pay into. Think about that. Number seven, there's a limited amount of property in the world. Mark Twain is famous for saying, "Buy land. They're not making any more of it." It's basic economics 101. The more plentiful something is, the less it's worth. But the more limited the supply of something, the more it's worth. Kind of like diamonds, which definitely are not artificially limited in supply. I don't actually know that. I just read it on the internet, so it has to be true. Okay, number 8, real estate is an easy asset to pass down and teach your kids and grandkids how to operate because it's easily understood. You don't need any sort of special skills. It's pretty straightforward. Remember, you put a roof over my head and I pay you money every month. Also, if you have a property manager, the property manager does most of the renter management, so you don't have that headache. And if you get big enough to have a large portfolio, you can actually have an asset manager handle the strategy of your portfolio of properties, meaning you can be pretty much completely hands off. I would never suggest that to anyone. I would suggest that you monitor your assets closely every month, but I'm just saying, theoretically, you can be mostly hands off. Now you might say, hey, this sounds great. The problem is I'm in a position where I don't have any money. Great, that's where I was too. So here's some strategies how to get started in real estate investing if you don't happen to have capital to deploy. Number 1, house hacking. This is what I did. Buy a duplex, buy a quad, live in one side, live in one unit, rent out the other units. I've known plenty of people that have done this. This is how they jump started their real estate investing career, or else this is how they built up a large down payment for their own single family home. Number 2, partnering. This is what I've done a lot myself. Find a person who has money or has property. Either one will do. However, you do have to bring something to the table, like a skill set or like time you can spend to develop the property. In my case, the first house that I was a general contractor for and built, I knew somebody that had the raw land, and I went to them and I said, hey, building and selling homes is really hot right now. Let's partner up. You have the property. You don't have to do anything. I'm a general contractor. I will develop the land, put in the foundation, build the home, handle all the subcontractors, and so on and so on. He agreed to it, and so we built the house, sold it off, split the profits. Now I have a little bit of seed money to start building the next one. In another case, I sent out what's called farm letters, where you send out offers to buy somebody's raw land that they have just sitting there. You look up who the owner is and you send them a written letter. And I've happened to find 2 lots side by side that were decent and easily developed. And I brought them to a guy with money and I said, hey, I have this contract to buy these 2 lots. Would you mind fronting the money? And then we can build the places, we can build the homes together, and then we'll split the profits afterwards. After that experience, my name got around and people started approaching me and saying, hey, I have a piece of property. Let's put a house on it and split the profit. I knew of another guy who had a lot of real estate investing experience, but he was kind of a small fish at the time. He partnered with a guy who happened to inherit a lot of land that was zoned commercial. He partnered with the guy and they built like a 300 unit apartment complex, and then they split the rents or the rental income every month. So that's another idea to get started. But the thing is, you have to bring something to the table. So if you're broke like I was and you still want to get in, there's ways to do it. You just have to work a lot harder. You've heard me say multiple times you need to bring something to the table. Well, I'm going to tell you this, and Ken McElroy, who owns like $1 billion worth of apartment complexes, will tell you the same thing. You need to cultivate an adjacent skill. Okay, what does that mean? That means become like a real estate agent, become a general contractor, or even a subcontractor like I was, become a property manager, become a mortgage broker, something to get you in the corridor, like Van K. Tharp would say, and get you rubbing elbows with people who do a lot of real estate investing. And you have a skill set you can offer in exchange for partnering with them. Let's say you become a mortgage broker, you can start arranging loans for investors and then start partnering with them on some of these projects. Let's say you become a general contractor or even just a subcontractor doing like framing or flooring or plumbing or electrical or something. Start doing jobs for people who do real estate investing, start working on their rentals, start working on their development projects, and you might get lucky and be able to partner with them on a project. Same with the real estate agent. Get your realtor's license. Start bringing deals to them. There's probably nothing that will get you in the door faster with people than bringing them good deals. They'll become your buddy real fast. Real estate is a little like the mafia. Obviously, I'm being dramatic, but in real estate investing, your superpower is the contacts you build and the trust you build with people over time. And if you want to hear about the first rental I bought, go ahead and click here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one.